How to never be bothered by anyone, even if they try to hurt you. You know the feeling, that frustrating sense that other people have the power to ruin your day. One careless comment, one thoughtless action, and suddenly they've pulled you into their drama, shattered your focus, and stolen your peace. It's like you're a puppet, and their words, moods, and negativity are holding the strings. You find yourself replaying conversations in your head, losing sleep over an insult, feeling that hot spike of anger or that cold drop of hurt in your stomach. It's exhausting. It feels like you're navigating a world of emotional landmines, never sure when the next one will go off. But what if you could cut those strings forever? What if you could become so internally resilient, so profoundly centered, that you could walk through utter chaos with a calm that no one could ever shake? This isn't about becoming cold or emotionless. It's about becoming a fortress. In this video, you're going to learn how to become emotionally untouchable. The problem, aka the promise. Let's be honest, how much of your precious energy is spent just reacting to other people? A passive-aggressive email from a colleague, a backhanded compliment from a relative, getting cut off in traffic, or seeing a comment online that just gets under your skin. These moments, big and small, add up. They're like tiny leaks in the container of your energy and focus. By the end of the day, you feel drained and irritable, not because of what you did, but because of what you allowed others to do to your inner state. You've probably tried to fight back. You've argued your point. You've defended yourself. You've tried to make them see that they're wrong. But what does that really accomplish? It just drags you deeper into their storm. You've also probably tried to ignore it, to just let it go. But the feeling still hangs around, doesn't it? A shadow of resentment or hurt that follows you. This video isn't about another flimsy think positive technique. This is about a fundamental shift in how your mind works. We're going to draw on the timeless wisdom of the Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, who perfected the art of mental invincibility over 2,000 years ago. They mastered the ability to maintain their inner peace while leading armies, facing exile, and navigating treacherous politics. Their secret wasn't changing the world around them, but forging an inner citadel that no external event could ever breach. This is the secret you'll learn today. You will learn to stop being a leaf in the wind and start becoming the mountain. The foundational principle, mastering the inner world. Before we get to the 5 mindsets that will change your life, you need to understand the single most powerful principle in all of Stoic philosophy. If you only remember one thing from this video, let it be this. It's called the dichotomy of control. The ancient Stoics divided the entire world into 2 simple categories: things you can control and things you can't. That's it. It's that simple, yet it's the master key to a peaceful life. So, what's outside of your control? Almost everything: the weather, the economy, and especially what other people think, say, or do. You can try to influence them, argue with them, or reason with them, but ultimately, their actions and opinions are theirs, not yours. Most of our anxiety and frustration comes from one tragic mistake. We desperately try to control things we simply can't. It's like an archer trying to control the wind, a futile and exhausting battle. So what, then, is in your control? A very small, but infinitely powerful domain. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your judgments, your choices, your actions. In short, your inner world is your kingdom. The Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them." And the beautiful part is, it is entirely in your power to wipe out that judgment at any moment. This is the foundation of becoming untouchable. You stop wasting energy on the chaotic, unpredictable world outside and turn your focus inward to the one place where you have absolute power. You realize no one can make you feel angry. No one can make you feel hurt. They do something, they say something, and then you choose how to interpret it. You choose to see it as an offense. The event itself is neutral. Your response is what gives it power. By mastering this one principle, you take back the keys to your emotional kingdom. Now, let's explore the 5 mindsets that put this principle into practice. Mindset 1. The observer's detachment. 0. 5. The first mindset is learning to see the world as an observer. When someone tries to hurt you, insult you, or pull you into their negativity, you must practice emotional detachment. This doesn't mean becoming an unfeeling robot. It means you stop identifying with the emotion. You observe it instead of becoming it. Imagine you're sitting in a cozy, quiet room. Outside, a violent thunderstorm is raging. You can see the lightning and hear the thunder, but behind the thick glass of your window, you're completely safe and undisturbed. You can observe the storm and acknowledge its power, but you don't have to go out and get drenched. This is how you must learn to view other people's negativity, their anger, their jealousy, their insults, that is their storm, happening inside their mind. You can observe it, you can note, there is anger, but you don't have to leave the sanctuary of your own peace to join them in their chaos. When a colleague makes a cutting remark, instead of immediately feeling that sting, take a mental step back. Observe. Think to yourself, this person is projecting their own insecurity right now. This is their storm, not mine. By doing this, you create a space between their action and your reaction. In that space lies your freedom. This requires you to stop taking everything so personally. The Stoics understood that what people do and say is usually a reflection of their own inner state, not a true measure of your worth. Someone who is at peace with themselves doesn't feel the need to belittle others, hurt people. When you truly get this, you might even start to feel compassion for them instead of anger. You see them not as an enemy, but as someone suffering in their own storm. Mindset 2. The power of no reaction. Our society often mistakes silence for weakness. We feel that if we don't defend ourselves or get the last word, we've somehow lost. The Stoics teach the exact opposite. They knew that a deliberate, calm non-reaction is one of the most powerful moves you can make. When someone tries to provoke you, they're looking for a reaction. They want to see you get angry or upset. Your emotional response is their reward. It confirms they have power over you and can control your inner state. When you choose not to react, you deny them that power. You simply let the ball drop. This isn't passive, it's a strategic choice. Your calm demeanor is a quiet declaration that says, "You do not have the power to disturb my peace. My inner world is not for rent." This often confuses and disarms the other person more than any angry retort ever could. They don't know what to do with someone who refuses to play their game. Think of the immense strength of someone like Nelson Mandela, who used dignity and silence in the face of incredible provocation to show his unbreakable spirit. He understood that his reaction was his own, and he refused to give his oppressors the satisfaction of breaking him. The next time you feel the sting of an insult, try this. Pause, take a deep breath, and say nothing. Or, if you must speak, respond calmly, perhaps with a simple, "I see," or "Thank you for sharing your perspective." Watch what happens. You suffocate the negativity. You keep your dignity. You protect your peace. The person who stays calm while everyone else is losing their head is the one who is truly in control. Your silence isn't emptiness, it's a shield. Mindset 3. Lowering expressions of others. One of our biggest sources of frustration comes from our own unrealistic expressions. We expect people to be fair, logical, and kind. We expect them to act the way we would, and when they inevitably don't, we feel hurt and betrayed. The Stoics would call this a major error in our thinking. Why would you expect perfection from imperfect beings? Marcus Aurelius would start his day by reminding himself of all the flawed people he would likely encounter. He wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil." This might sound cynical, but it's actually deeply practical. It's not about condemning people, it's about accepting them. You don't get mad at a dog for barking or a stone for falling. That's just their nature. To expect flawed, emotional humans to always act with perfect virtue is setting yourself up for a lifetime of frustration. When you let go of these expressions, you free yourself. You accept that people will be who they are, driven by their own fears and insecurities. Their behavior stops being a personal attack and just becomes a fact of nature. You stop wasting energy trying to control how they see you, a battle you can never win. This is liberating. You realize their judgment says far more about them than it does about you. If someone misunderstands you, that's their issue. If someone is rude, that's their lack of inner peace showing. Your job isn't to fix them. Your job is to maintain your own integrity and calm, regardless of their behavior. Let them be who they are. You focus on being who you want to be. Mindset 4. Redefining the injury. This next mindset is maybe the most profound shift of all. The Stoics taught that nothing external can ever truly harm you. Let that sink in. Not an insult, not a criticism, not a loss. The only thing that can harm you is your own judgment about that event. Marcus Aurelius said it perfectly. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. An insult is just a series of vibrations in the air. A critical email is just pixels on a screen. These things have no inherent power. They are neutral. They only become an injury when your mind looks at them and declares, "This is bad. This is an attack. I've been wounded." You are both the prosecutor and the judge in the court of your own mind, and you have the power to dismiss the case at any time. When someone calls you a name, you have a choice. You can agree with their judgment and feel the pain of the injury, or you can see it for what it is, the opinion of one other flawed human being. An opinion is not a fact. It has no power unless you give it power. Think of it this way. If someone tried to hand you a package you didn't want, you'd simply refuse to take it. Treat insults and negativity the same way. When someone directs them at you, just refuse delivery. It remains their property, not yours. This makes you the ultimate judge of your own self-worth, anchored internally, not by the praise or criticism of others. Mindset 5. Embracing willingness. The final mindset is a game changer. Instead of dreading difficult people and challenging situations, you learn to see them as opportunities. You embrace them as a chance to practice and strengthen your character. A Stoic doesn't pray for an easy life. They pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. You can't build muscle without resistance. You can't become a skilled sailor on a calm sea. And you can't forge an unbreakable mind without facing challenges. So, every rude cashier, every aggressive driver, every critical boss, they aren't obstacles to your peace. They are partners in your training. They are the whetstone that sharpens your resilience. They're giving you a free chance to practice detachment, to master non-reaction, to lower your expressions, and to redefine injury. When you adopt this mindset, your whole perspective shifts. Life is no longer a series of annoyances to be dodged, but a gymnasium for your soul. You might even start to feel a strange sense of gratitude. You think when someone cuts you off, an opportunity to practice patience. Excellent. You think when facing unfair criticism, a chance to practice my detachment. This is the path to true emotional mastery. It's a lifelong discipline, not a one-time fix. You use the small, everyday annoyances as reps in your mental gym. The more you practice, the stronger you get. Over time, your default response to provocation is no longer anger or frustration, but a calm, steady, and unshakable peace. Conclusion: the transformation. So, we started this journey feeling like a puppet, tossed around by the words and actions of others. We end it holding the keys to becoming the master of our own inner world. We learned the foundational principle: the only thing you truly control is your own mind. We then built on that with 5 powerful mindsets: the observer's detachment, seeing negativity as an external storm; the power of no reaction, knowing that calm is strength; lowering your expectations, freeing yourself from disappointment; redefining the injury, realizing that only your judgment can harm you; and finally, embracing willingness, viewing every challenge as a chance to grow stronger. Imagine what your life looks like when you truly live these ideas. Imagine waking up knowing that nothing and no one can ruin your day unless you let them. Imagine walking into a stressful meeting or a difficult family gathering with a quiet confidence, an inner fortress of calm that no one can breach. Imagine ending your day with your energy intact because you didn't waste it on petty dramas. This isn't a fantasy. This is the promise of a trained mind. Your peace becomes your most valuable asset, and you learn to guard it. You build a life of clarity, purpose, and profound emotional freedom. The world will still be chaotic, people will still be difficult, but it won't bother you anymore. You will be the mountain, unshaken by the wind and the rain. This knowledge is powerful, but it's useless without practice. So, I have a challenge for you. For the next 7 days, just practice one of these mindsets. Start with Mindset 1, the observer's detachment. For 1 week, every time someone says or does something that would normally bother you, just take a mental step back. See it as a storm outside your window. Say to yourself, "This is their storm, not mine." Don't engage, don't internalize, just observe. Then, come back to this video and share your experience in the comments. I want to hear how it felt and how it changed your week. Let's create a community of people dedicated to building this unbreakable mind. If this video resonated with you and you want to continue this journey, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're just getting started. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." The greatest power is a mind at peace. Protect yours.